Alrighty, you guys, so we are currently in maintenance for Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, and obviously with that the new event will begin. Junpei will also be as the gacha banner, of course. Now, I've already done a video talking about on whether or not if he's worth summoning, and realistically for most of us, especially as I've said, if you're free to play, it's not a character that you need to concern yourself with. And the fact that we're getting him on the 12th of November, it pretty much solidifies and confirms to say that Yuta, aka the movie collaboration banners, will more than likely be dropping in around about 2 weeks time. That's pretty much going to be the case. In terms of on the timeline, I would say within what, 13-15 days from this update, they'll probably start announcing and building up hype, and from that we'll get the story event as it's scheduled here. And I completely forgot, and it's actually a good time to look into it now, because obviously I've been specifically looking into the two main SSRs, when in reality they did do a banner beforehand for the SRs, which you don't need to concern yourself with, right? Because it's mainly the SRs that the SSRs that we're after. But I'll go over the SRs right now, and I'll also go over the the memory cards or the recollection cards that we get that are free. So these are all, well, the SRs you have to summon for, but technically speaking, when we're summoning for Yuta, they might pop up, so you might get them. But these recollection cards are for free. So save, don't summon, do the event, have fun, do what you gotta do, save your cubes. Because again, we're getting him in literally 2 weeks at the very least. Unless plans change, but we've seen with the timeline for JP, and the way that they've scheduled it out for global to how JP had it initially, it's practically the same. So if they are keeping on track and keeping on schedule, then yes, the movie collaboration banner will begin in 2 weeks time, or a week and a half. No, 2 weeks time, yeah, somewhere around there. So let's take a look at the recollection cards. So these are the two free ones that we will get. I assume, and I think this one's going to be from the event. This one was given out on JP through login, so this might be the same thing. So this might be given out on login. So 26 and the HP, and then pretty much across the board, to be fair. So when command skill ultimate skill is activated, it increases all allies damage dealt by 5%, and because it's a free card, everyone gets it maxed out, so it's completely fine. So at LB3 it goes up to 10%, so you get an extra 5%, and then at LB1 the additional passive is that at the start of the 4th turn from the from the start of the battle, increases all allies break damage by 10%. Overall, this isn't too bad at all. If that's something you wanting to add this onto your support character to kind of push your whole team to get more buffs, so that's something that that we can utilize. And then Childhood Promise, this is probably going to be through the event that you grind up, so this is more for the Taijutsu. As you guys can see, nothing going on the Jujutsu, unless it is, and I'm tripping because I've seen certain percentages on this site not be added. So, but either way, looking at what the effects are, increases all allies Taijutsu by 10%, get it to LB3 15%, and then LB1 the additional is if HP is 50% or below, recovers own HP by 10%. So clearly, oh wait, no, this might be just the Taijutsu then. Memory card. I don't ever use this, to be fair, but well, for the Taijutsu characters, this is going to be pretty nice to have. And there is a theme to all of this, and that is Taijutsu, and I'll get into that now. So we'll start things off with Panda. So we've got a blue attacker, SR, deals 105.6 melee damage. That's level 1. It goes to 150, and then obviously with skill 2, deals 120 melee taijutsu damage to a selected enemy. Increases the selected enemy's taijutsu damage received by 20% for 3 turns. And then skill 3 does 271 melee taijutsu damage, and that can go up to 406. And then on the ultimate, he deals 220 melee taijutsu damage to all enemies, and that goes up to 439. So it's fairly simple in this Panda. Again, it's just a straight blue attacker that is heavily on the taijutsu side of things. So if blue attacking taijutsu is something that is required, that something is needed, then you have access to this Panda. He's fairly okay-ish, fairly mid. Combination is just increase his own and allies damage by 8.0, and then do AoE melee taijutsu damage by 94%, so nothing too crazy going on with my boy Panda, but has a specific role and usage. I will give him props on that part. Moving along, and again, you guys will start seeing the theme now. We've got ourselves Inumaki, which is a blue defender. So with the first skill, deals. Wait, does he? No, okay. First skill deals 106 Jujutsu damage to a selected enemy. Decreases the selected enemy's taijutsu damage by 5.7%, and that's on the initial skill. So you can keep that up fairly decently, to be fair. But you can already see the correlation between the characters. And then skill 2 attracts the selected enemies to attack, and then grants counter status to self. Counter status when targeted by an enemy melee attack, one time per turn, deals 100% damage equal to 66% Jujutsu as counter damage. So got a little bit of countering going on. Would have loved him to get some sort of damage reduction, but it is what it is. And then skill 3 deals 120 Jujutsu damage to all enemies, goes out to 269. Let me just double check over here. 159, okay. And then the ultimate deals a 380% Jujutsu damage to a selected enemy, and then this is where the additional comes in, decreases the selected enemy's ultimate count gauge by 2. So we've got an SR character that can now reduce the enemy's ultimate count gauge. It's on the ultimate, but it still could help us out, to be fair. It genuinely could give us those extra turns needed to buff up and do what we gotta do, you know. And then in terms of the ally, just increasing the Jujutsu damage, and then you do 100% to a selected enemy. And then when it comes to the auto skills, at the start of each turn, if own HP is below 35%, recovers own HP by 15% now. Unfortunately, they've added a RNG chance onto it, so 60% on that one. But this Inumaki he's alright. I'm not too keen on him, to be fair. But the ultimate skill gauge reduction is not too bad, and then I will say the first skill is fairly decent for supporting for the taijutsu. But outside of that, not a fan personally. And then we've got Maki, so blue defender, which I don't think she's really much of a defender, just saying, more of an attacker. But yeah, themed is blue, blue, blue. That's the theme, and it's taijutsu support, because yeah, Inumaki's supporting it, but he's Jujutsu, but you guys get the idea. Anyway, so when it comes to Maki, deals 100% melee taijutsu damage to a selected enemy, increases the selected enemy's taijutsu received by 10%. So the correlation between the three characters, you guys can see on how that's working, right? And then when it comes to, what's that go to, 150, okay. Skill 2, increases own taijutsu damage and own break damage, so that's fairly nice. And then skill 3 deals 85% melee taijutsu damage to all enemies, and then decreases all enemies taijutsu damage, so that's fairly solid. And then the ultimate is just again AoE melee taijutsu damage, starting at 160, ending at 318. And then when it comes to the combo, increases own and combo allies damage by 8.0, and then again AoE 94% melee taijutsu damage, of course. And that is pretty much how Maki is working. Not too bad, to be fair. When it comes to, again, I mean, I would probably cater to more for Maki than Panda, just because of course the boosting and the breakage, especially with the breakage boost that she gets. But a lot of AoE clearance going on. But that's kind of how that's working. I would have thought they would have probably done. Well, then again, Maki and Inumaki do kind of have some supportive role going on. So, and whilst providing some sub DPS, of course. But those are the three, well, not technically free, but those are the newest SR characters that are yet to be released and that are going to be released again in 2 weeks' time. Fairly okay-ish. Again, Panda is mid. Inumaki I'm just not too keen on, but I can see the usage out of him. And then I think Maki is my personal favorite, to be fair. But overall, just kind of, you know, they're really catering to that blue attacking taijutsu. So if that's something that we need, we know we've got access to it through these three characters. But obviously the main prize is Yuta and Geto, of course, that are going to be releasing as SSRs. But it's nice that they added and give us additional play room with SR characters, so that way we can utilize that. So yeah, that's just more of an option for us. I don't know if we're needing these at a later time, we'll have access to it. Obviously, fingers crossed when we do something for the main SSRs, they do pop up, that would be very much appreciated. But that's just something more that I just kind of wanted to get out there, just to inform you guys that when it comes to the movie collaboration, when it comes to the next set of banners to release, it's more worth for your cubes to be spent there than on what's to come in less than 2 hours, when in about 1 hour and 44. Right, there is absolutely no reason, no point in actually going for Junpei right now. I mean, you can also game at a later time. Just to let you guys know, he will be in the general banner, so like he will appear maybe as just summoning for other banners, of course. So if you're free to play, there is, and maybe even if you're a light spender, like there is really no point. Just hold out. We're literally 2 weeks away from getting Jujutsu, like the movie collaboration to begin. So anyway, that's all I kind of wanted to mention. That's all I wanted to kind of furthermore speak on. But oh wait, there's a code. I forgot. There's a code. Oh god. Boom. There you go. I almost forgot. If you guys haven't put in the second to last code that they're going to be giving out, this is the day 6, and then tomorrow will be the last code, and then yeah, we'll see where things go from there.